Hello, everybody, and welcome to another stream this weekend. Hope your week went as good as it could have gone, and yeah, welcome to the weekend. So, as usual, I like to start with some of the updates from last week, and this is one that I've had around for a while, and it was never really working properly, so to speak, and namely kind of giving the player some different ways of traversing the environment. And you've seen in a lot of other games, there's like the kind of the prone positions, like not crouching, but like, um, kind of sliding under like even smaller into small spaces. And also, a lot of games that I've played have the system with zip lines, to kind of traverse the environment and, kind of get down from heights and all that. Also, I've done it a little bit differently when it comes to the zip lines, but yeah, let's see how this works. And also, I'll show you a little bit of last week we looked at just a little bit of wildlife, non-interactable or anything like that, but something to just fill the scenes. So it was this one crow, and it was behaving okay-ish, like it was flying away from you when you were approaching the crow, the AI object here, but it was just about that. It was just kind of randomly flying from place to place. So I've got it to work a little bit better, and we'll take a look at that. It's still kind of a work in progress, but yeah, let's see how this looks. So um, let's just jump here into game mode into this test level. Oh, and I forgot to hide the collisions capsule for the player, so we don't really need to see that. All right, let's start this again. Hey, Atlantica, welcome, welcome. Happy Saturday, happy Saturday. All right, so now with the bird, so it does its little idle, kind of random, just walking around and look like it's eating something. So once you go close to it, it's just gonna fly up, and now it kind of does a little bit of um, a few little passes, and then what it does, it just flies down, tries to find a place to land. Maybe it couldn't find one, so it kind of flies back up, and now it's gonna try and see if I can find another place to land. I think at least should have a timer on it as to when it tries to kind of does it does a line like a trace down. So it tries to land in that spot. Maybe it's just a little too high now, so I'll need to look into that. But um, that is um, that is just a really um, kind of oh, I can't see it anymore. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. Okay, so it's back. Yeah, the way that this the simpler way might have been to just let it, fly up, and then once it's like past a certain point, just let it be. That's not gonna. Um, but yeah, I just wanted to make it a little bit more smart, and so yeah. Now let's take a look at the more interesting mechanics. So that would be like kind of the zip line and then the prone. So let's do the prone. So in prone mode, and it's pretty dark in here, so let's turn on the flashlight. So this is kind of how the prone looks, and you can like go back and forwards. And then when you exit, you exit and you can go back the same route. All right, so the same actor also does the this part, which is um, the zip line. And I wanted to do the zip line in this way, just because I wanted it to use zip lines between buildings that are not necessarily like in the town, that are not going to be connected by like sewers, because some of the sewers are going to be blocked, just to give the player a little bit of a different ways to get to locations. And between buildings, since I want the player to be able to go back and forth, you can't really just have one type of this type of the, the the type that's mostly used in games for the zip line, which is you enter the zip line, you just go straight to the end of it, and that's it. You can't go back, or you can't really do much uh, besides that. Excuse me. So that's why I wanted to have it this way. So this one came from an original package from a while back. I don't even think it's on the marketplace anymore, called the crawling component or something like that. So I spent some time this week to implement it into my project, and fix a bunch of the stuff that were not really working properly with it. So yeah, what I plan to do for the rest of the stream is to um, back into our main level to do add um, some of these elements to kind of cross between the zones in the town. So I'm thinking we'll start with some of um, the zip lines because they're I think they're more interesting in a way, and the proning, it's also cool, but it's usually, I don't want to use it for too long of a distance, and it's kind of just a repetitive interior environment, so it's kind of like a tube or something like that. And but with the prone with the zip line, it's more of a, you're kind of crossing from one zone to the next to another zone in the world, or in a bigger interior, like inside the factory or something like that. So I think we'll play a little bit um, uh, with the with the zip line, and also that kind of leads me into a little bit of we'll do a little bit of the level design to add some of those to the top of the buildings, like a way to enter the building. And so first, what I'm thinking of doing is going to be from the top of the hotel from here to have a zip line going to here. And so that's what my plan is. And we'll probably start by, kind of making it this room here, since it's already in place, kind of have it have a little bit of a door so you can exit onto this terrace here, which could be interesting. And yeah, let's see how that's gonna turn out. I'm curious myself. First is one thing that I need to see is I believe these buildings also have interiors, but I cannot recall. Oh yeah, and they do have stairs, so that's cool. Um, Kind of a small section of for the interior, but it would look cool to be able to transition from here to the building rooftop. So for that, I'm going to use something that I've built a while back, a while longer back, and I'm hoping it's still somewhere. Let me see. So I'm going to try and use it throughout in multiple other locations. All right. Think. So I'm just going to I'm going to build the destination and the starting point for this and see how they turn out. Hey, Hisham, welcome, welcome. All right, so let's see about what do I want to call this? I want a level instance. All right, so let's place it around here-ish. And this one would have mansion Interior assets, I hope. Can't remember if that's the one I was using. I think it might be. And yeah, since this one does not, it's probably not placed where it's supposed to be. Let's see, where is the assets in it? I hope I got the right level. Oh, I think so, yeah. All right, so this is gonna be some messed up materials around here. Okay, yeah, so this is the part that I wanted to grab. Kind of as a entrance slash exit to the rooftop. Um, so Ishan, when are you gonna post the demo? Well, definitely when it's complete, not before then. So it's gonna be a little bit of time. I'm trying to get things to work as best as I possibly can. So yeah, it's gonna be a little bit longer. Bear with me. All right, so I think I might just open up this interior level separately, just because there's just too much stuff here. So for now, let's just get out of here for a little bit. All right, let's see, where do we have the stairs that I wanted to select, and they should be around here. Let's see, hopefully I can grab everything that I need. There we go. All right, so in here, I'm gonna use like what we've used before. Um, let's see, where is it? In my window and levels. So I'm just gonna create a new level. And this one's gonna be um, rooftop access. And we'll move everything that we want to have for that rooftop access into that. So there we go, that's part of it. Yeah, I believe so. It's 33 gigs, might be because the editor, and this one is like now I have 64 gigs. Before, when I had 16, this was lower, so it's kind of I'm not sure how Unreal determines, how much to use, So yeah, I wish I could tell you more about that, but it may be, however much is available. I think that's, those you see those memes with the little Unreal little thing just uh, gulping up RAM. I think that's pretty much it. Hey Hamza, welcome, welcome. All right, so I'm just gonna try and move some of these into that level and then bring it into my main one. Let's see, that's good there. There's like this little handrail. See this part. I'm so happy that I got to use some of these old things that I haven't touched in a while. Okay, I think that might be, oh, there's this piece too. That might be all the pieces that I need, at least for now. Okay. So now let me make sure that this particular level is kind of placed um, at origin, because now it's going to be a lot easier to move around the level instances. Atlantic, I only have 32 gigs of RAM. I'd love to have double. Yeah, and for me, it was a really big increase in performance, or not performance, but like the speed of the editor was running so much better from, moving from 16 to 64. Yeah, and that was a big increase for me. All right, let's open up this level that we just created. Um, Rooftop access. There we go. With the gameplay, not so much. Um, in the editor, it seems to not hiccup like kind of as many times, but once the project is built, yeah, there was no difference. At least not for me. There's always like that thing with the, your mileage might vary, but all right. So we got these pieces here. I'm just gonna try and place them at origin, and gonna try and also make them at 90 degree. Okay, there we go. So now let's go back into the main level and we'll bring this in. Oh, and I have one little thing there. I'm not sure what that is at the end. Um, oh, I see, I see. Yeah, that's gonna be interesting to figure it out. I'd be curious how you handle that. But I think, in the end, that I think all of that is going to be on CPU. So, want to generate all these elements, right? Like right now, I'm not entirely sure I think Unreal mostly relies on CPU to do like the procedural stuff. Um, in my unexpert opinion, but all right, let's see where we at. Let's go back into town, and from here we have some rooftop access situations to add in here. So let's place the thing that we just did. We have level instance here, and let's do rooftop access level. So there's that. I might need to make this building bigger. So let's see how we want to make this one. Yeah, I was kind of thinking this particular building was a little small. So let's see. That's a really oversized kind of thing for this. What do we want to change it with? Maybe one of these would fit a little bit better. I think it might. First, let me edit a couple of things inside of this, and namely these lights. My volumetric was kind of driving me a little nuts. Yeah, mostly CPU. That's what I was thinking, like it would probably be mostly CPU. All right, so let's remove this one, and I'm gonna use one of these, Greg's. And or maybe, yeah, no, this is a single level. I think this could work a little bit better. It's a pretty long building, so I might be able to fit that in. Probably not double the length, but it's still a little bit bigger and might provide a little bit more variety, back here as it's going to be like a little courtyard. Okay, let's see how's the scale for this one now. Oh yeah, that's more a little bit more reasonable. All right, so let me try and place this about where I wanted it to be. Okay, so now with this, I have that in place. And I'm just going to try and open this up separately and save it as a separate level. So right now this is like the original, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this as it's going to be a level instance. Um, it's one of those, hey, ChatGPT, come up with a level name that makes sense. So this would be, let's call this building with rooftop entrance. Uh, it's okay. That will do for now. All right, so let's go back into the main level. So what we're going to do is we're going to have the zip line go that I showed you earlier go from the hotel over to this one, which is going to be in zone 2 of the town. Oh, hey AJ, welcome. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much, my dude. I just wanted to ask, are you using Nanite for your last game? I'm not using Nanite at all. Because Nanite implies you need to use virtual shadow maps. Yeah, virtual shadow maps. And that is, as far as I noticed, a pretty big draw on performance. And when you run a 1070, um, every little bit counts. And I'm still quite far away from optimizing my project, but yeah, um, and what I've tested out, once you turn on virtual shadow maps, I lose about 5 frames, 4 to 5 frames, and no visual, at least because I run things on high, so these are my current settings, Epic, so that the reflections are, looking good, and but yeah, it's it's um for me at least, it was a pretty big draw on performance. So that's why uh, whoops, what's going on here? Oh no, that didn't want rooftop access level. I wanted building. Okay, so now I have this one, which is an individual level, which is going to be an enterable building. And I already should have everything in here for like, interval spaces. So this would be kind of the section where you would access, access the roof from here. Now, the only thing is this one is definitely not up to scale. So we'll work on fixing it or, making it right. And we'll play around with the placement a little bit. Maybe if it's placed a little bit different, might work a little bit better. Let's see. No, that kind of brings you up right onto the edge, so that doesn't really work. I also need to do a little bit of placing this a little bit better, just to uh, to use like the scale of the player. I'm not sure when I did this if it was just mostly, oh, this looks good, but it was everything was just too big and didn't end up the right way. Um, so far as I understand, Anna is better for small and high detail levels, right? Um, you know what? I've seen nanite being used. Um, I mean, nowadays it's kind of used everywhere. So I don't think it's necessarily for smaller or high detailed levels. Um, I'm not sure if there's any game out there that has a built um, Oh, actually, for example, like I was looking at that Wukong myth or something like that, and that one definitely looks like it's using a ton of mega scans, and it seems like they might be using nanite, but I've seen it play on a 3080, which runs at least twice faster than my 1070, and even on that one, it wasn't running. It seemed like it's not hitting 60 frames. But that's just my assumption. So I think it seems like they're using it for everything in that world, this game. But I'm just very much speculating here on that. Um, and though I think, once you enable Nanite, I'm not sure if you really need to enable the virtual shadow maps, but yeah, I guess it's up to you in the end, like for example with Nanite, I might not have as much of this video memory has been exhausted issue because you have like really huge meshes, but you probably gonna cut on the texture usage. You're probably not gonna need normals or some other like maps, textures that take a lot of space. But yeah, I wish I could tell you a little bit more, but since I don't use Nanite, I couldn't tell you a whole lot. So my apologies. Wonder what performance would be on UE5 to 5. Yeah, I still don't know. Like I'm gonna stay away from Nanite for the time being. It's cool. For me, I would have stayed on 4.27 if it had Lumen. If it had Lumen, I would have stayed on 4.27. But um, you know, it's nice. Lumen is awesome, I have to say, It is just awesome. Oh, oh, I see. Yeah, no problem. My pleasure. My pleasure, AJ. But like I said, it's um I wish I could tell you more, but yeah. All right. Well, so hopefully I haven't really shot myself in the foot with this one because I had previously packed this as a pack level actor, and I'm just hoping that I am not gonna mess anything up. So apologies for jumping between things for a little bit, but I just wanted to see if so this is a pack level actor, but it's actually I just packed it as a level. I haven't created a pack level actor for it, so this is good. So I'm just gonna um, save current level as, and it's gonna be some weird naming here. All right, so let's jump back into the main level. I need to reorganize these a little bit better. And yeah, AJ, so 3080, um, you know, it's they're awesome. But that's one I think one of the reasons that I'm still just running a 1070 because if I can get my project to run decently on a 1070, then a modern up-to-date video card is gonna run it so easily, you know. Um, yeah, and again, that's in my project with my setup, and it's I do recommend you try it and see the loss on your end, and not just like the frame rate, but check out the milliseconds, and see how that is impacted. Because if it's if it's not, um, then go for it. You know, um, but again, this what was happening in my project, and it could have gotten better if if my optimization would have been better. But yeah, um, unfortunately, I I'm still quite a ways from completely, optimizing my thing. So that's um, that's why. Yeah. Oh, definitely. That's the other thing as well. Like um, it might be so much that my card being so old, the architecture is just not supporting anything. So it's totally possible. Yeah, thanks so much for asking. That's kind of helping me as well. All right, let's go ahead and I'm gonna try and get some of these out of the way, at least for now, just so I can like get a little bit of spacing onto how this is, going up the stairs and into onto the rooftop. Um, all right, and let's see. Yeah. Oh, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much, AJ. So, Alanika, if that's a question for me to have playtesting go, yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm gonna first reach out to the good folks on my Discord server, and then also once it's a little bit more polished, it I'm probably gonna reach out to just on YouTube and see, hey guys, how's it going? Do you feel like doing this stuff? Yeah. All right, so this one's going to be an interesting one to get done as far as getting um, this working here. All right, but first I wanted to try and position it. The positioning is okay. Hey, Pixel, welcome, welcome. All right, so let's see. I want to have these stairs. Let me put in like a little bit of my character to see how big he is compared to the spacing in here. And he is this is some big stairs going up into the up onto the rooftop. So I can definitely scale them down, you know. Like I think this would be a fine scale for a third person game, but it's I think for a first person this is it seems pretty big, pretty large spacing. So let's uh, let's adjust it. So I'm probably gonna start on this side because these are mostly just like, and actually let's start with the steps, with the stair. Try to make this a little thinner. And let's pick these walls. And one of the reasons that I'm using these uh, planes is just because it's one of those things that once you pack this up into a pack level actor, it's going to be one draw call for all these planes, and I can position them a little bit easier than uh, other meshes. On the other hand, I'm also thinking of no, I think it's gonna be okay. Yeah, I'm gonna use them like this just as a plane. I was thinking of using the cube version of this. So I have these kind of subdivided assets because I wanted to be able to do vertex painting. So we'll see how that looks. So let's bring this in a little closer like that. I can also lower them down because it's a really tall section here. So let me grab these and this and this. And let's see how far do we want to lower these for the player to still be in a good spot. I think that could be good right there. Maybe here. Okay. This would be fine. Hey, Bob. Welcome. Benvenit. All right, so I think that might be okay. And just make this, yeah, so that looks a little bit more realistic to the scale of the building as well. I think that's one of my weak points is just scaling things properly. I mean, that's always difficult to do, but all right, so this one would be here, and yeah, that's good. All right, so let's bring down this part as well. So my apologies for not going with the cool part of using the zip line first, but I wanted to get this one in just so that, because it's always cool to do like the level design. So let me make this one a little bit not so wide. So that way we can actually exit through here onto the into that room. I'll just go into unlit mode real quick here. Okay, there we go. We'll put the player in here just to see. how easily it can navigate, and kind of moving around these corners, hoping he doesn't get stuck. And yeah, as I was telling you, um, I have two meshes that I'm uh, constantly using. The only part is with some of these, um, once they're scaled, they might be seen a little bit differently in the pack level actor. So I'll see how that ends up. Um, Hey Ajay, so I'm not really streaming Blueprints so much just because it's it might not be that visually pleasing to people. Um, but I sometimes, jump into like Blueprints if somebody asks me as to, hey, you know what, how did you do, this or that? So at that point, I'll just jump into the Blueprint and it's like, hey, here, this is how it's been done. But yeah, other than that, it's been um, mostly just the level design and then kind of the level mechanics. Like last week, or yeah, I think was it last week, we were streaming like one of the ways to access Zone 1 in the town, and that was through like a sewer drain that you would kind of crawl through and then climb up the ladder and then get into the town, into that area. And so that one, yeah, it wasn't blueprints so much, but yeah, hopefully you get the idea. Oh yeah, yeah. So same here. I went for software engineering, so it's um, I I spent this past week implementing and fixing this mechanic for Zipline, which I'm eager to show you guys. I shown it in the beginning of the stream, and I think at least depending on when you joined, maybe you might have missed it, but uh, it was uh, it was a really fun mechanic to implement. So yeah, I'll show how that's gonna work to get between the zones in the town, because I'm not sure how familiar you are with the game, but in my project, so the bad guys have separated the town into four zones, and so as you can see, like these fences going around. So this would be like zone one, then you got a zone two over here, and then a zone three, and then a zone four over here. So the way you get between these zones is going to be through a mixture of zip lines, proning, and the sewer. So the sewer system, this is kind of what we've done that time. Like when the player lands into the world somewhere around this location, the first thing would be to kind of just go through the sewer system and be able to through here, and here. And this is a little dark, so I'm gonna get lost. But basically, you end up exiting into zone one, and then kind of just meeting some of the NPCs. And yeah, so this week, that's what I was trying to do because I don't want to have the player continuously having to go through the sewer to get between one location and the other one. And I've had worked before on my own implementation of like a kind of a crawling system. And while I had that working with with the zip line as well, it wasn't working to the best of its abilities. So then I repurposed a package I had from a while back, and I got it to work a lot better, which some of you have seen in the beginning. Um, yeah. Oh, thank you, Atlantic. I think I hope so too. Um, so yeah. So there's going to be stealth, and I can tell you at least you know, I was telling you earlier that these zones are also like a safe zone, so you won't get attacked by, like the guards that are on the perimeter. So basically, like the perimeter, I mean, things like this, like this guy is a guard, and um, so while you're inside of these zones, it's a safe zone. So it's mostly just interacting with like friendly NPCs and getting missions and so on. And but once outside, they will attack you. And um, yeah, so you'd be able to use stealth, to do stealthy takedowns, and that's why also the detection meter on the enemy is going to be a part of it. Will players free one area at a time? So it's not so much about freeing the area, but again, your mission here is to find what happened to your friends, So the ones that I was showing you in the Polaroid picture, and so you're gonna interact with some of these people, and in the end, there's gonna be a result that is good, but yeah, you won't be able. It's not like if you're thinking of Far Cry, it's not like liberating a zone, like liberating one of the parts of the world, like there's like the three his the leader has like three brothers and sisters, and each one of them rules one of the zones. And I mean that's kind of the way all Far Cry games are, you there's like the bad guys and they occupy a zone, and each one of them kind of is in charge of a zone, and if you take them out, you liberate a zone. Yeah, no, so it's not like that. I'm sorry to disappoint. Well, I hope it wasn't. I'm not disappointing by telling you that, but yeah. Okay. Well, let's see. So we got this thing going in here. We got the stairs going up there. Um, no, not so much. No banjos. I was thinking of, I was showing earlier like the NPCs would have like activities, just maybe start with simple stuff, just walking around. But I was thinking of having one of them just play a guitar, and I haven't given up on that idea just yet, but not sure if I'm gonna put that into practice just yet. All right, let me see. What's the width on this one here? Uh, so we are at uh, 54, 400. I want to see how wide this corridor is. 278 to 434. So we're about 200 in width. Because I want to make this one, and actually this one doesn't matter as much. But let's try and keep them closer. Um, oh, the volume? Did the volume go down? Can you hear me now? I can actually increase it because right now is at, let me see if I'm just going to bump it up a little bit. Um, so let's do, I think if you go to one might be, let me know if this one is a little bit better. I think I might have moved the mic away, so my bad. So we're about to there, and that's kind of 200 units. Is that about what I have here? That's a little bit less though, so let's do 50. 1, 2, 3. Okay, maybe. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it. Actually, I'm so silly. This should have been from this other side, but there's just too much stuff on this wall. So this is gonna be this way. It's gonna be that way. It's gonna leave it that way. Let's try and get this thing in place and create this corner here. All right, let's pack them in a little tighter. Like that. There we go. All right, so let's edit this and remove these two pieces like that. And actually maybe the second one. Yeah, we need to remove that because the ceiling is gonna mess things up for us. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create this one all the way up to the door. So basically just the walls, just meeting all the way to the door. Oh yeah, only when the mic is close. I'm not sure why it kind of keeps going away. Let me see if I can increase the volume on my end a little more. Hopefully it's not too loud, but let me know if it's a little bit better now. Oh, that's perfect. Okay, so I'll keep the setting the way it is. Thank you, Atlantica. That's good to know. All right. Well, now, and I should not have exited out of this level because I wanted to get this material, this floors instance material, so I can apply it here. So let's get back into this one. There we go. And I'm just going to try and move this onto the grid so I can move it around a little bit easier. Everything is pretty close, so okay, there we go. I think the navigable area should be just about in place. And we'll be able to add in the zip line and see if we can navigate around here. This might be a little bit of a kind of a big gap here. So we'll have to address that. But in the meantime, let me delete this guy. I'm hoping the scaling is fine with it. And we'll need to add things to the rooftop to fix this opening. But let's get a zip line going from there to there. And I'm trying to think where to start from. Um, Let me see where that blueprint is and bring it in. All right, so in here, blueprints, component base route. All right, so we got this guy here. I'm gonna start on that end and then extend this out to about here. Yeah, so this is the main reason that I wanted to, because you know physically you can't really slide from. Let me bear with me for 1 second. I feel like I had some Discord messaging coming through. All right, so the one thing that you can also do this is I can set up a specific mesh. So for example, if it's something that you need to crawl through, I can set up that little pipe or something so that it follows the spline that you're gonna kind of crawl through. And for this one, I believe I was using like something like cable. I need like a straight mesh. So let's try and use this one. I'm not sure how well that's gonna, but I think it might work out okay. It's not gonna be the most visibly pleasing one, but all right. And I just need to make sure that this one, and I'm gonna need to figure out some of the endpoints as to, you know, is it like a kind of like a metal pole that this is attached to, or like an A-frame type of thing. So I'll try and figure that out. Okay, but it starts from there and then from here. So let's kind of place it about there. Though the only thing I don't really like is that this one, oh, my bad. I think I might have messed up this endpoint. Like the collision sphere. Okay, I think I might have found a little bug with my setup where I need to have the collision sphere actually where you enter basically. And this one's the front, and um, it's not updating the same as the back entrance. So for now, just gonna leave it like this, and I'll fix it later. All right, so let me add this in here. So I think that should be good enough for us to be able to navigate to it. And as I was saying, I'm just going to edit this level here. And this one, I'm going to turn it into something that has a door so you can exit through it. Let me see if I can find that. Um, I know there was one that had a door. Store back, maybe. Okay, let's see. Where are you? Maybe this. Yeah, there we go. So we got kind of a door going through outside, and so the player will be able to exit. And then let's just change the glass in here. And it needs to have maybe this guy. All right, and this room doesn't have the best of interiors, but at least we'll get the door to be openable. All right, so this one is opened. Okay, so we should, I hope, once I also fix this piece of wall. And let's see, this one needs to have an opening. Interiors, where's the one with the door? I hope it's this one. That one looks like it might be it, just not the right size. Ah, that's better. Okay. Well, so we got that, we got that. We'll need to fix this part here. But let's get into it and see if we can get to that point. Let me see where the start is at. Okay, so it's inside the building. All right, let's start playing from here and see if it works. This is kind of my first time testing it in front of you guys. I mean, we've tested it earlier in that test level, but let's see how it works in the actual game world. Hey Imran, welcome, welcome. Hello. All right, so let's see. I think if I recall correctly, I had to go up the stairs and through here. Oh yeah, it was closed. So, oh yeah, and the other thing I forgot to show you is I've added this little interaction outline so that you know when up open when an item is interactable or anything like that. So let's go ahead and some kind of weird well, collisions there. Why is that having trouble with the door? Bear with me for 1 second here so I can check out the collisions in here. Oh, it's this hinge. Really? Is that what it is? I think now I can just remove these hinges because I'm not gonna use them anyways um, for my purposes here. So let's quickly make a change to this. All right, so hinge. Oh yeah, I should not. I had it. The hinge was having collisions, so that would have definitely caused issues. All right, let's try that again to see if the collisions have been fixed. All right. All right, so we're back. Yeah, I'm kind of digging the material that we ended up last week for the elevator door. Oh man, let me see. Let me start kind of closing off some of these other tabs that I have because it's like running pretty poorly right now. Not sure why I didn't run this way when I'm not streaming. Come on. Huh. Still doesn't. All right. I think there's like I think this mesh in particular has some collision issues. So let me move the player start into that room. So at least we go out through right onto the rooftop. And at least I hope that at least in here, this guy has the right collisions. Let's see real quick. Okay, yeah, that looks better. Um, and since we're here, let me also fix these windows. So we got some light coming through. There we go, that should be better. And let's try and get them to about where they're supposed to sit in the window. Slightly better. Oops, I'm going the wrong way. 25. Okay, that should do it there. Um, oh, hey, Imran. So progress is going good. I wish, of course, as always, that I had more time, but I I'm still trying to aim for a demo this year, this winter at the very least. But hopefully, life doesn't get in the way. So so yeah, within the next few months, at least to get the demo. I mean, an alpha release is going to be um, still a ways, but I'm hoping for a demo to get that one out. So let's test this out. Oh, hey, there's a bug. Is it? Oh, I hate bugs. You know that. Why would you do this to me? Try and place it a little bit more on the edge. And here shouldn't have any kind of horrible collisions going. I hope not, at least. Okay. Let's try it again. But yeah, as far as the progress, there were these last few mechanics that I'm trying to get going. And this one was from this past week that I was working on and on having kind of just custom movements, like a zip line. This is what I'm trying to test now, and um, crawling, so like a kind of prone. But yeah, I'm trying to see why is this one not behaving. So like right now it's stuck in there, which is weird. Like why would that be causing an issue? Oh wait, maybe that's my that's part of it. I forgot to set what type of movement I want to have, and I want to have crawling or zip line, and I had it to standing, which is not zip line, so that's what probably was triggering my problem there. So let's try this again. My bad. All right, so there we go. And this is why I wanted to have kind of and right now it's moving a little slow, unfortunately. I still need to set it to actually move at a at a decent speed. Um, but I thought I did do that. One second, guys. Let me check something. Um, this one didn't have any open properties for movement speed that I can recall, or at least not uh, not readily set up. But let me check real quick, guys. Where was that? I mean, we're getting there, but let me try and fix it because it's gonna drive me nuts a little bit if we're gonna do these tests, kind of going back and forth the building between the buildings. And so actually the issue that we had earlier is not necessarily an issue, it's just I need to I'm gonna place it about there. So that way I can also place this a little bit lower to the ground so we can interact with it from the other side, kind of coming back from that zone into here. All right, let me see about the speed. Um, I'm trying to figure out where that one was set. Let's see. Current speed. I'm just gonna try and increase it. kind of double it as to what it was now, and see if it works better. All right, let's try this. Oh, of course. Thank you, Epic. Thank you, Unreal. It was one of those things that hasn't happened in days, you know. It was bound to happen during a stream, of course. Yeah, so in the test level, I'm quickly gonna try out and see how the movement speed is, just to make sure that it's working as I hope. All right. Let's try this out real quick. Okay, that's more better. Seems to be a little bit more realistic movement. Okay, shoo away, shoo. All right, let's go back into our, not that one, into the main level and try this out. Yeah, the log might have, though many a times it's just nothing related to what I have. It's some uh, weird like call stack of, I don't know, maybe, who knows, part of garbage collection, whatever. I don't have that kind of knowledge of Unreal to be able to troubleshoot, and a lot of these I've been able to find errors that were related to my blueprints, right? And be able to determine those. But some of these were, you know, nothing that I could read again with my level of knowledge that would tell me, oh yeah, this is what caused it. I wish I could, but yeah. All right, so let's load into here. All right, so we have this one from earlier. I don't think we messed it up too much. Yeah, we need to change this one to be a zip line. Um, the one thing I can recall is if the speeds got changed properly. Let me just double check. Nope, they did not. Though they looked fine in the test level. All right. Let me see, was there something? No, that part doesn't have any kind of setup. There we go, let's try it. Um, yeah, and that's the thing, some of the errors are indeed vague, and they're not usually related to your project as much as, some issue that the engine, had a cough or something. So, oh, it's all the way back down here. I forgot. Okay, anyways, let's go through the building for a little bit. Oh, I forgot. I should have had it over there. because this one, the collisions are not working properly on that door. So let me move the start over onto the building rooftop and try it from here. And we'll see how the zip line, how fast that one is this time. Hopefully a little bit faster. All right, so let's go. Yeah, that I think that seems to be moving a little bit. Yeah, it moves a little bit better, I think. Okay, so the one thing that I was trying to do is also try to adjust the arms so they don't look like they're just floating like that on top of the zip line. So I'm hoping to get that a little bit better. And I think the speed could be I'm probably going to slow down the animation speed a little bit because it looks like you're a ninja warrior kind of thing going on there. So but yeah, this is what I wanted to not have it as a complete just, slide down and there you go. But more of a, you know, uh, take your time with it kind of thing. So, okay, so once you're back onto this end, then you're on the rooftop. And let's see if, whoops, no, I don't want to climb there. Oh yeah, I think that the scale is just right. It feels right, for the scale of this. And going downstairs, there's some, I think, collisions for this one is not working properly. But going downstairs and then through this door, when it's gonna be able to, when are you gonna be able to open it? I think that, oh, this one doesn't have collisions. What? Apparently not, huh? Okay. Yeah, so that's scale-wise, side-wise, I think that's where it's supposed to be. I'm good with that. But now let's finish off these walls and kind of get these stairs working. Let me see. So these ones were not. Let's also name this as level instance rooftop access. There we go. Okay, and let's take a quick look at the player collision. Oh yeah, so there's nothing there. Oh my God, the player collision in here is just uh, horrendous. I'm not entirely sure how it's going to look for like a plane, but I guess this is it for the plane. Um, but okay, let's try and finish this off. Make it look a little bit better for the rest of our stream today. This one is really, really powerful, so let's tone it down. I think that's good there. And then all the planes in here. Yeah, so as you can see, there's like all these ones, which, you know, that's 61 actors, and turning it into pack level actor, it should only have one. The only things that I'm still looking into is kind of if it has different scaling. So basically, like you've seen, I've scaled down the pieces on this side, and I'm thinking those might turn into another instance. So It's still pretty good to have, two draw calls instead of 61, which is good. All right. Well, let me fix the material for this. One thing that I did for these, so this material is kind of cool, and let's do this. I think it's named mesh paint now. I'm thinking. Let's see if this one still works. I can't remember if this material was still kind of a vertex paint material or not. Maybe it's not anymore. Well, let's try and replace it anyways. Oh, there's like a ton of different materials. Oh, because now I remember. I should have only selected the ones with the same material, right? Select, I know there was a select all with same material. So there we go, this wood concrete. And it's actually not, it doesn't have the vertex paint anymore on it, which is a bummer, but I also am not a big fan of this. Though, let me check. Let me check and see. Two-tone damage wall. Let's try this one. Let me fix it real quick. Two-tone master. Whoa, that's not really the texture I wanted, but what I'm hoping for is this, basically. Kind of be able to paint a little bit of damage here and there if I want to. Um, so hopefully you get the idea of what I'm trying to do. But I actually didn't even pick up the right material because this is like damaged tiles and this is damaged wall plaster. I think this is the one that I want. I hope. Let's take a look. I mean, this could work. I mean, it is just a plaster surface. So might work. Not sure how I ended up with this yellowish tint to it. Ooh, that looks pretty bad. But in any way regards, let's actually duplicate this and I'm gonna call it wood plaster, I think is what this surface might be called in real world. And let me assign the materials for this now. So wood concrete dirty and let's see if I have wood concrete. All right, so there's one and then the other one. So I have um, these two types, right? So one of them is this kind of plaster damage one, and one of them that is this just albedo. We'll give it a try, see how it turns out. So damage wood plaster. All right, let me just drag this over here. We got the main base and then the second base and then the main normal and the second normal. Okay. So we have him like that. Let me try and adjust the tiling a little bit. So I want to both to tile the same way, like that. And then let's actually put him on the proper rotation. And that's the only issue sometimes with the um, with using some of these meshes that I need to fix them so they're like rotated the right way. All right, let me get those in. So rotation main 0.25. There we go. And I think I might, maybe I didn't rotate any of them, so that's good, I think. All right, so what I'm trying to do is basically this. Right, so we got some of these that are like kind of plastered up, and some of them that are just like this. And there we go. So it's okay-ish. I kind of like the surface that way. You know, kind of like a rooftop access type of scenario here. Let me make sure the normals are okay. So the normals are okay. All right, let me just maybe clean up some of it around here. What I'm going to try and do, since I've made this in Mixer, hopefully I still have it, to get this damage to be a little less damage, especially on in the spots that I do have it. You know, I think that could help. Okay. Oh, that's actually kind of cool with the lighting down here. All right, let's finish off the inside part here. Um, I was kind of hoping in one aspect that I'd be able to put a window on this side, but um, maybe that's not gonna work out. We'll see. Okay, let's finish off the walls. So I'm just gonna use one of these to put them on this side. The main thing would be where this ladder is. I'm trying to figure out what would work better. Luckily, I have this. Oh, this is the whole unit, which is actually good, I hope. So I got this side piece that I've already cut for my mansion area. And I'm not entirely sure. I guess you can flip it. Wasn't sure if you can do it on with a plane. So I'm gonna try and position it there. And there. Okay, so we got this single piece here. So let's try and close this up. And I'm thinking maybe I can get around and get this one to be like just its regular size, like that. That might help, or at least make things a little simpler. Less pieces to use as well. But the one thing that I do want to keep using is this. All right, so that piece goes to that end. Like so. So I can use a different material for it. You can see here that since this is from that mansion interior, it's got this little fancier type of trim. But bottom here, this one, I hope I'm going to be able to, kind of have two different surfaces. So let's close this off here as well. There we go. Just closing off the floor. And since this one's coming on that way, yeah, I'm probably not going to be able to do too much there. So I think this could be a door for like a closet or something. That's going to just be in the wall. And yeah, let's try and position this. See how this is going to look. There we go, like that. Then we have the walls going on this side. This could be some kind of plaster or something. And that's why I'm okay with the damaged area in here, but not the whole way up. Like this room might be like a utility room or something like that, but this one might look a little bit better if it's a little simpler. Okay, well let's do the ceiling as well in this room. So I'm gonna try and get this one. go. I think that's good. Let's see, can we bring this into the hallway without creating any issues? Yeah, so the last level won't be accessible. But this one needs to be farther out this way. All right. And then the ceiling pieces. Let's try and position these. Oh, that's some kind of rotation I did there. All right, let's try this again. All right, that's better. I might be able to make this work with just one piece there. All right, and I'm gonna bring down another one of these lights. All right, like that. And down over there. Come on. And yeah, I need to do something a little different for that ceiling. There we go. But now that looks like kind of a room that, you would go up on the rooftop of a building, kind of like a utility closet or something like that. Luckily, this building is somewhat big-ish, so hopefully you won't be able to tell of, how much space in this building is this section taking up, because it's probably not anything realistic if you were to think about it that way. Okay, well, let's see, what do we want to do with this part here? So there's the ceiling. Trying to think, I might just close this off. It might be a little bit easier to manage. So let's see if I bring this up to here. There we go. I'm kind of trying to make sense of it it's kind of like the joints as well. So that would be there, this would be here, this would be here. This one could be a little bit of a different angle. So let me just try and use one. Okay. So that's there, and going down through here. Hopefully it's not gonna turn out too horrible. This one we can remove. This one is that one joint, a kind of support beam there. And let's see if we can use this one down here. Okay, I think that could work. Right in that spot. And then this one all the way up to there. I'm trying to figure out what would be the best way to place these. Let's try and put it on the grid like this, almost. Okay. That is somewhat okay. Just the support for that there, and I think this one, or actually this one, could be pushed this way a little bit. There we go. I think that's, oh, why does it look so weird from the other side? That's kind of an interesting, oh, huh. I was kind of wondering, that's kind of an interesting effect. But yeah, there's this one piece here that is just a little too big. There we go, that's better. And now that I look at it, do I even need it? Oh yeah, it's this, it's covering this one here. Well, okay. So that was pretty good. Let's do another play test. I mean, let's run the player around for a little bit and see how things are looking. One thing that I wanted to do first that kind of bugs me a little bit is this modular stair. Not sure why um, the color of it looks a little weird, but let me try and fix it. Okay, I think that's a little bit better. All right, let's try it. And then probably later on today, I'll try and find a bit of a better, hopefully more fitting material for these walls. All right, so let's get across. I still feel we need to. I think it's like the movement that I need to address because it's not really moving along as the character is. You can see it in third person a little bit better, where it's not. It seems like it's sliding back, right? And that part there is kind of sticking out of the wall, so I'll fix that. Oh man, this is some Ninja Warrior right here. Let's go, Ninja. Almost there. You can do it. All right, perfect. You got here. All right, so back in here. Uh, yeah, I still need to fix the collision for these steps. They're not, or they're not, they're no collision. But once in here, I think it looks good enough. And then, you know, you'll be able to continue on through the buildings. But yeah, I think that was good. That was good good work today, guys. And so what I'll do is I'll get the exterior done. Basically everything that's here, so we can so I can do something about that one. You know, like try to use like some of this tarmac type of thing. So I'll try and show you what I mean. Let's see how this is gonna look as a. So for example, still using the same pieces, but trying to get like something like this going to cover this area. Let's see. if we can get something going. We got a few more minutes. I usually, like I said, I wanted to keep it within a couple of hours. Gonna try and align these kind of these drainage pieces. I'm not sure what you would call them. So yeah, let's do a little bit more of this. I don't want to leave it. I mean, it's not that it's not finished, but it's got a little ways to go, so might as well. Let's see if we can make this a little bit better. There we go, just above those things there. So on this side is right up onto that edge there, and what I wanted to do is to also try and add a door since we're here, just like a kind of like an exit door. Let me see where those are. All right, so we need something for the exterior, or at least we hope, we think. Okay, I think this one could work. Let's try and position these ones. There we go. Oh, no, stay. So then the door would be here. And yes, it will have to be lifted up a little bit, I think the entire level. So let me see if I can do this like this. Invert selection. Oh, and this is kind of silly. I want to invert selection, but not for the rest of all the actors in the world. I just wanted to invert it for what's in the current level that I'm working on. So I think this is something I'm not sure if this was intended like that, but to me, it's not very useful. But anyways, I'm just gonna, or yeah, select all. Let's see, can I do select all actors in level? Not quite. Can I do select actors in here? I thought there was a way to select all the actors in the level and not just having, luckily there's not that many, but still it would have been nice to not have to go and do this like this. Okay, so what I wanted to do is just select everything in here and try to position it kind of right where the lip of the roof is. So bring it up to about there. Kind of like that. Okay. So that is a little bit better. Let's try and get one more piece here. Okay, there we go. Now that's starting to look like something. Gonna need this little triangle. At least I hope I'm gonna be able to use it. To kind of make something like this. It would be up to there. Now I'm just trying to get these in place because I'm not entirely sure how I'm gonna do like the roof out here. You know, just trying to get these ones to work. So let's fix these things that are kind of just coming through there. That's about where I want them to be. Okay, that's a little bit better. That one's there, that one's there. That one can go. Okay, let's see how we can do the trim. And I think all the rest of the finessing I'm gonna do later on today. But yeah, let's try and see how we can get this one. I'm also thinking that I can use the mesh modeling tools to help me with this as well. But let's see, I wanted to see how I can get this one here around. And I'm gonna try some of this trim that I have around the gas station. Oh, and did I merge this into one? Maybe I shouldn't have done that. This was when I was experimenting with either merging meshes into one object or I wasn't using the packed actors as much. So let's see where that trim is. And there we have it. I think that's actually gonna work. think that might look okay. So let me try and place these on a bigger grid. So we got the corner and we got this little shorter section of trim. So this would be on the outside here, like that. Nope. Let's just try and rotate these. I'm trying to stay away as much as I can from like negative scaling. Okay, that fell right into place. The only thing is I'm not sure if I have one that's shorter than this. Doesn't look like it. I might need to make one just so that I can, help myself out. For now, I'm just gonna scale it. It doesn't look to be too horrible when it's scaled that way, but I think that actually makes for a pretty good section there. And I might try using like a different material for this. Let's see if I kind of like the corrugated surfaces like that. See, is there anything else? I think this one's a little too damaged. Yeah, that's not a good one. Okay, I think I can go with the corrugated just to add a little bit of variety in there. Yeah, I'll try that. Okay, so that is pretty good. I forgot one thing, that these trim pieces are not in that level yet. Okay, well, it's still a little, I wouldn't say, funky looking, but it still needs a little bit of work. But all in all, it's inside of the building. There's some pieces sticking out, but I think it's a really good place to end the stream today, guys. And before tomorrow, I'll fix some of these. Oh, actually, sorry, there's no stream tomorrow. I forgot. At least not at the moment. If anything changes, I'll schedule it as usual on YouTube and post it on Discord. But yeah, thank you guys so much for stopping by and taking the time of your Saturday. If I do stream tomorrow, like I said, I'll post it, and if I do, I hope to see you then. But if not, hope to see you next week. So yeah, take care until next one. Take care, everybody, and I'll see you in the next one. All right. Thanks again for stopping by.